Hello there. What is going on, everybody? Today we are looking at a very special expansion for Dungeons & Dragons Onslaught. It's the Sellswords 1 expansion. This is going to be an expansion pack that can add to any faction. So whether you're a Harper or a Zentarum or Red Wizards or the Many Arrows faction, you are going to be able to add these Sellswords to any of your existing factions for Dungeons & Dragons Onslaught. Big thanks to WizKids for sending this out so I could check it out for you guys and give you guys a glimpse of the Sellswords 1. If you guys are new here to the channel, we do have a massive giveaway going on right now for a Star Wars Shatterpoint core set. That's going to be running until the beginning of June. All you have to do to enter to win that is to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. And with all that said, we are going to take a look at everything that comes in this box. We're going to be looking at the miniatures. We're going to be looking at the cards. We're going to be looking at any special rules on the cardboard and all of this stuff. So that is everything that comes in the box right there. And we're going to get all the cards and packs and everything opened up. But first things first, let's see those minis, because I think that's what a lot of folks want to see. They have been doing much better with the pre-painted miniatures lately, and I love this guy right away. Dude, he's not a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. He's older. He's a little crankier too. And I don't think he's a ninja, but he's got a nice shield there. The wood detail is actually really good on that. Got the multi-tones of lots of different greens on this guy between the shell and the skin. And you've got good wash on there. He's got a little metallics on some of the metal pieces and some a lot of browns in there. It looks pretty cool. It looks like his face, he looks a little angry too. He's just like, you know what? I've had a rough day. I didn't even have my coffee yet. And here you are trying to attack me right away. Hold on, let me come get you. He's gonna get you. All right, very cool. We've got ourselves a very nice little ninja here. She's looking. I really like the pose. I like the slightly downward katana. She's got another one there ready to go. And I got the scarf going on. Great hair pose. Really good facial details in there too. You know, like that's actually super cool. How they're doing the faces really well. We've got a dwarf here. I think she's a dwarf. No beard on her though, so she might not be a dwarf. All right, wait, in D&D, do the dwarves have beards in D&D? I think they, or obviously males do, but do female dwarves have beards? I think they do. In D&D, I don't know. I haven't run across too many that I had to describe in that kind of detail. But a lot of armor on here, a lot of war hammers. Wow, a lot of hammer, and then 2 hammers there as well. So it's definitely hammer time on this little one. And then our super tiny little what is this? Is this a gnome? Let's see, who is that? And I love that they have the names for these on the bottom. If I can read that, Molly Fawhill. Okay, we'll see. It'll be written a little bit clearer on the card. Molly Farhill. There it is. Okay, Molly's got like a patch on her eye. Oh no, what happened to Molly's eye? Did somebody take your eye out, Molly? I will not stand for that. I'm going to find who took Molly's eye, and I'm going to get revenge. She got a very high grip on this mace, too. She's like, it's so cute. It looks like it's like bring your daughter to work day, and Molly's like, I'm gonna hold the mace, Daddy. And he's like, that's right, stand behind me, dear. I'm a help. You're helping. You're doing a great job. You know, that's what she looks like. Awesome. Really great little decal there on the shield as well. So, very cool. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at the cards and see what these minis do. All right, so first off, we have our little rules insert that has the instructions for all of the new tokens that are in here. It outlines all of the new condition tokens that you're going to have here. There's Blessings of Knowledge, Dreadful Aspect, and 2 new runes for our Drolm the Fighter. These are going to make more sense once we talk about the characters. And then we have our credits scene as well, and their little flyer on the back. Let's go ahead and look at Hangaku first. All right, so Hangaku is a monk. and she's pretty straightforward. She's pretty much a fighter. She's pretty much a melee DPS. Well, not completely. She's got range, but she kind of wants to melee a little bit more because her katana's got +7 to hit, so it's very, very accurate, which I really like. She also has a kunai, which is +5 to hit. It's only 1 damage, so she's got a moderate. It's range 2, right? So it's like it's not the most long range. She kind of wants to get in close. She's got 5 movement though, so she's fast. She's gonna run in, get really, really close. 5 movement's pretty good. 9 health, 14 armor class. Critical's +2 damage. And then her melee attacks ignore all damage reduction, which is pretty cool. She gains XP after somebody's defeated. She has Death Strike, which is a 3-round cooldown to make an additional melee attack for a bonus action, which is very, very cool. And she's got the Kenzei's Shot, which is a nice ranged attack that you can do. It's range 2 to 4, +7 to hit, and 3 damage. That's every 4 rounds. So you do have at least one ranged attack. This is probably going to be an early game attack here when you are getting close. And then you have Agile Parry. When you do get it, if you get in close, you have that big attack that's coming. You can have +3 armor for that attack, so you can kind of get your good defense in. For the cards, you have Unerring Accuracy. It's going to heal you 2 and give you the ability to re-roll an attack if you miss. And I like that one okay, but I like this one better because you already got the +7 on melee. You're already very accurate. But Sharpen the Blade here is going to give you +1 damage with your melee. So +7 hit that would turn that into a 3 or even 5 if you crit is really, really nice. But nothing like game-breaking or quirky or gimmicky here. It's just pretty straightforward. We'll run in and do some damage. Now we've got Drom up next. Drom is pretty cool. So we've already looked at this awesome. He's also this awesome guy. I like him. He's a fighter. He's a big dude. So he's got he or she actually. I'm not sure, but we'll go with he for now. 4 speed, 14 AC, 11 health. When he's attacked, he gains XP, so he'll level up fairly quick if you can get him in there. And 4 speed, that's not too bad. Spiked Gauntlet, +4 to hit, 2 damage. The critical, it's going to do an extra damage and slow them, making their speed 2. He also has a Tavern Brawler. At the end of your activation, adjacent enemies who are slowed or rooted suffer 1 damage. That is really cool. I want to say something about these two. Because I was, you might be thinking, oh, do I want to pair Hangaku and Drum? And you won't actually be able to, because it does say that swords for the hire. You can add 1 Sellsword character to your faction's party. So you still have to use most of your own faction, but you can add 1 of these. So if you play all 4 factions, or if you've got, if you've got the game with some expansions and you've got lots of different factions and stuff, this is going to give you a lot of options, but you won't be able to run all of these guys together. They're very much individual, but they may complement certain synergies and builds of other teams. He's got a grapple, which can root somebody. It's a +6 to hit too. It does 2 damage and it roots them, but it is your standard action. And he's got a Hill Rune, which is a once per game, but it's going to let you suffer half damage rounded down from all melee attacks. This one's going to be really good when you get in close, root people next to you or slow people next to you. They can't get away. And now you're going to put up your turtle shell and do that. We do have all of the tokens right here. So you've got his different runes right there. You've got Storm Rune and Hill Rune. I like that it says that on the back, so you're not just having to reference the rules guide, but you definitely want to hold that. And then it also comes with some extra slowed and rooted tokens as well. And then he's got a Cloud Rune. After you're attacked, or you're declared the target of an attack, you can choose an adjacent non-attacking enemy to be the new target. So you can basically make somebody attack a friend, one of their friends, instead of you, which is really, he's really defensive. I like that. For his XP, he's got the Fire Rune. So anybody you hit gains slow, and your critical effect becomes rooted, which is a nice thing. Or the Storm Rune, when resolving attacks against you that use multiple dice, use the lowest result when applying that roll. But again, still just the 1 turn as a once per game ability, whereas the Fire Rune is all the way through. Pretty cool for Drom. I really like Drom. I think he's probably my favorite out of this set. We've got ourselves Kithra Coldforge here now. Kithra is a paladin, but I think she's probably like an anti-paladin or shadow knight or something like that, because she's pretty angry and she's got some pretty evil sounding abilities here. You know, there's no lay on hands here. It's lay on hammers, pretty much. So she's got a warhammer. It's 5 to hit, 2 damage, but her throwing hammer is where she really shines. It's range 2 to 3 plus 5 to hit, and it's 3 damage. Boom! Shakalaka. That's a lot of damage. And then a critical +1, and you can move them 1 space. She does have a fatigue ability, so when she gets into the red, her ranged is gonna go down to 2. So you know you gotta get her down there. But she's gonna start out with 16 armor. She's gonna be tough to hit, which is pretty cool. 3 speed, 10 health. When she defeats somebody, she gains XP. She has inflict wounds. It's +2 to hit, is once per game. 4 damage on a miss. The ability doesn't count, so it only gets used if she hits. Wow, that's if you want to be throwing hammers, but if they get close to you, instead of using the warhammer, I might just be like harm touch, boom, and you get it, which is pretty cool. Crown of Madness, which is this one's nasty too. So this is like a really interesting character. But yeah, that's a standard action 5-round cooldown, so that won't be up very often. But you can go after somebody at 1 to 5 plus 5 to hit. If it hits, you get to use them to make an attack against the target of your choice, which is insane. I really like that. But that's your standard action though. But that's good if they're at range 5 and they're a little too far away. This is like a good like opener. It's a really good like first or second turn thing, because maybe you'll get to use it again. And then you also have Hellish Rebuke. When you are damaged, you can do that much damage back to them. So Hellish Rebuke is nice. It's very nice. Always like that one. And then we've got our level up cards. You have the Aura of Hate. Friendly characters at range 0 to 2 gain +2 to hit. That is really, really nice and can work well with certain other synergies. And you've got the Dreadful Aspect. Enemies can't move adjacent to you or end their activation adjacent to you. And that's spelled out a little bit more detail in that rules little insert document. They kind of go into that a little bit more thoroughly. And then last up is Little Molly. Little Molly, she's awesome, right? She's a cleric, but she's not much of a healy cleric. She's more of a pokey cleric. She's gonna be throwing sacred flames and lighting you on fire with her little ranged attacks. So she's got 5 to hit for melee. It's 2 damage. It's not bad. Only 1 damage for the sacred flame. Range 2 to 3 plus 5 to hit. But when she crits, her sacred flame does +2 damage. So she can do 3 damage with her sacred flame. It can catch fire, which is nice. But she gains XP much quicker every time she uses a cooldown ability, which is nice. She can play mind games too. She can read thoughts. After initiative cards are assigned, choose 2 enemy initiative cards, look at them, and you may exchange them. You can really mess up somebody else's plans. She's got Ogma's Blessing, where you can gain, as a bonus action, you can gain Blessings of Knowledge, which you're going to choose. It can either be +1 to damage or +3 to armor, which is really nice, because that can, for a turn, she can have 19 armor, which is AC, which is really nice. And then she has Dispel Magic, which you can remove a condition from a mini. And that can be good or bad, right? You can dispel a positive condition from somebody, which is going to really, like, oh, were you using your, like, did Drom use his what is it, his Hill Rune there? Oh, are you getting, oh, no, we're going to dispel that, something really cool in that regard. She's got Potent Spell Casting, which is going to heal her and give you +1 damage with your ranged with that Sacred Flame, which I like. But then you've got Knowledge of the Ages, and we saw a card just like this recently in one of the other expansion packs. There's a lot more like messing with initiative now, which I think is cool. After initiative cards are assigned, choose an enemy initiative card and look at it, and you may exchange it with your initiative card. Combining that with Read Thoughts, you can do some really, really interesting stuff. And be like, give yourself the worst one, choose somebody's one, you take that, and then you look at their worst one, and maybe the character you think they want to go first or second or something like that, and then give it to that one, and just totally screw up their plans. Molly's probably biggest strength is in screwing up your opponent's plans for like one really important power turn. And so I like that. And you can plan your whole strategy around that, which is going to synergize well with a lot of other builds as well. Very cool stuff. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for the Dungeons & Dragons Onslaught Sellswords 1 expansion. Again, you can only run one of these guys in one of your other factions. But since there are multiple factions and lots of different list building potential now, you have a lot of different options. This is adding a lot to the game, and I think is just an excellent expansion. Probably one of the first things you should get after you pick up the core set for Dungeons and Dragons Onslaught. It's my suggestion. Definitely check this one out. Even if you're playing one of the new expansions like Many Arrows or Red Wizards, these are great options to be able to go into those as well. We got definitely some close range stuff, some range stuff, and definitely some shenanigans. Like, I feel like the theme here is close range disruption and shenanigans over here. Lots of evil shenanigans. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much to WizKids for sending this out. Big thanks to my patrons as well. You guys are amazing and help make this channel possible. I will talk to you later. Hopefully you're enjoying your gaming. Let me know what's on your tabletop. I will talk to you later. May the force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. And always let Boba Fett walk away in peace. Don't kick dirt on his boots.